I'm your host, Logan23, joining me for my first two loves, chapter 32, Out of the Past. 32 levels of this book. The power of a photo has never failed to amaze me. One moment I was alone in the attic, and the next, I was at my 8th birthday party with Dad scooping ice cream and Max standing at my elbow. Mom helped me cut a slice of cake. I brought the album downstairs in the living room. Mac glanced up from her phone on the couch. Taking a trip down memory lane? Yeah, you can join in if you want. I sat down and we poured through the album together. My tears splashed against the old Polaroids. I miss Mom so much. Me too. Everything's a mess now. Mom's smiling face stared back at us from a decade in the past. Mom, I wish you were here to help me decide what I want out of my life. Everyone else seems to have it all figured out, but I don't have a clue. I feel like I'm running out of time. If I could just talk to you, you'd know what to do. I may not be her, but maybe I can help. We looked up to find Dad hovering in the doorway. How long have you been standing there? Long enough to know you two could use some advice. Talk about perfect timing. Not an invasion of privacy, it's a parent looking to help their children. I'm not sure if you could tell, but I'm kind of riding the Hot Mess Express here. In that case, I'm glad I came home when I did. Why didn't you come to me? You can talk to me about anything. Reason after reason flooded my mind. Yeah, stupid reasons. Maybe because you still monitor my outfits like I'm a child. You grounded me because of being a good sister. You were never around to talk to. You grounded me for being a good sister. Yeah, Emma was just trying to keep me safe. You two have been distant from me since before that, though. That can't be the only reason why. I knew he was right. It wasn't the real root of the cause. My mom was the glue that held my family together. She'd have wanted me to tell the truth, even if it was hard, especially then. I guess I never brought it up because it feels like you don't care about what I have to say. Mac and I are our own people, but you never ask us what we want. You can't expect us to talk to you when you don't give us a say in our own lives. Can a person be a double-grounded? Even as the words left my mouth, I braced myself for the explosion that would follow them. Ah, this is what most children feel and fear. That's why they never do that. And yet it's complete honesty. But it never came. Instead, Dad sighed and sat down on the couch between us. I guess history does repeat itself. Wait, you're not mad? How could I be? Your mother gave me a similar speech to your grandfather. Not too long before she married me. He took the album and rifled through the pictures of exotic locals before laying a handful out on the coffee table. Are those all of Mom? I'll look closer at the photo of her marching in a protest, backpacking through South Africa. Protest. Snatch up a picture of Mom mid-chant, holding a sign that read, "We will not be ignored." What was she protesting? A better question would be, what wasn't she protesting? Your mom and I were raised in a time when kids weren't supposed to want anything. Our job was to work hard, obey, and I fell right in line. But your mom, she understood what it was like to want to give the world a shake, just to see what might fall out. So, Mom was a rebel? She was curious enough to have a lot of questions, brave enough to go searching for the answers, and kind enough to take me with her. Her dad forbade her to travel the world, but that didn't stop her. We lived more in that year than in 20 lifetimes. Wait, she went against the wishes and just left with you? How did she know that was the right call? She didn't. There was no guarantees, and there are none in life, Emma, and it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. But your mother lived such a full life because she wasn't afraid to tell everything, even if sometimes all she got was a lesson in what not to do. We flipped through the photos together. They spanned almost every continent. I could tell the pictures you took apart from Mom so easily. You're so straightforward, not all artsy like hers. Hey, not all of us can be photography buffs like your mother. And I deserve some credit. When she started her crusade for adventure, I bought her that camera to catalog the journey. As we flipped through the page after page, I realized we were all grinning ear to ear. I couldn't even remember the last time the three of us had fun together like this. I really want to show you more photos of your mom. We captured some memories in here that I'll never forget. Want to see? I mean, let's be honest. Yes. I want to know everything I can about her. Well, here's some pictures I'm pretty proud of, even if they are straightforward in Mackenzie's words. Dad passed the photos to us, and I understood what he meant. While the pictures of Mom that she took of their trips captured the atmosphere and had other people in the background, she was my dad's only subject. He caught her the way no one else could, completely candid and in her most vulnerable, highlighting the subtlest of details. It's one thing to know your parents loved each other. It's something different to see it captured in a glance forever. This collection was a visual love letter. Wow, Dad. You only saw her as your mother, but before she was a ball of energy who loved to laugh and explore. He pointed to a photo of Mom behind the wheel of a car. The sky outside was streaked with the burnt orange of sunset, and true to his word, her head was thrown back in laughter. This one is from our cross-country drive. We tried every donut from coast to coast. Ah, many calories to be gained from there, old man. Which state has the best one? Surprisingly, Illinois. I shuffled through the pictures, and one in particular spoke to me. What's the story behind Mom in the what the hell is this word? I need to know. In the photo, she danced with the locals in the traditional dress. Eyes low, she carefully studied her footwork and studied the picture with a smile. We were jet-lagged and didn't speak the language, but she insisted we make it to the beer tents. The rest is history. As I stared at the image over his shoulder, I hazily remembered playing in Mom's closet and finding that dress, faded and yellowed with age. I didn't waste a second pulling it out of its bag and putting it on. But when Mom found me, I was staring at my reflection, sad. It's too big. For now, but no one will notice that if you're dancing. She pulled me into her arms and taught me the stomps and claps of a folk dance. The very one that she was learning in that photo. As the memory faded, it warmed me. That would explain the German Christmas cards we get every year. Almost every picture of Mom was at least a little blurry, like she couldn't keep still for a single second. Except one. For exactly one frame, she managed to stand under a night sky full of stars, completely shocked as my dad kneeled in front of her. That was the summer we spent in Morocco. We took camels out in the desert so we could have the best view of the star I'd bought for her. Then I got on one knee, told her I'd loved her until the last star in the sky burned out, and asked her if I could be her husband. She was so flustered she didn't think to ask about any engagement ring until days later. You proposed without a ring? I was broken. I was a broke high school grad. I got her the star instead. That's so unique. What an inspiration. Everyone else goes to the store to buy overpriced rocks. You just looked up. Your mother was a free spirit. Proposing with anything as standard as a diamond was never an option. I thought the world of your mother, and there's nothing I wouldn't do to have just one more day with her. As his eyes started to water, it hit me that he loved parts of her I'd never even known. We lost our mom, but he'd lost the love of his life and his best friend. Dad, Mac and I miss her too. Yeah, we know how you feel and it sucks, but at least we have each other. Your mom did me a favor, one I can never repay by giving me you girls. She lived by her own rules, and all things considered, these pictures are a good reminder of that. He gestured to the spread of images on the coffee table, but something about his phrasing caught my ear. She lived by her own rules. Dad praised my mom for living fearlessly, but he'd punished me for trying to do the same, and now I was grounded and Lauren was going to butcher the role that was my mother's legacy. I didn't want to ruin the moment, but I could feel it bubbling up and up until finally it just boiled over. So you two defy my grandpa and live by your own rules, but I'm grounded from making my own choices? No, you're grounded from making poor choices. You were arrested. Yeah, for being in the wrong place at the wrong time, while trying to keep Max safe. If neither of you had snuck out of the house, Mackenzie wouldn't have been in danger. And if you tried to understand us at all, we wouldn't have to do everything in secret. I could feel all the afternoon's progress slipping right through my fingers. Dad breathed in deeply and sighed. I'm not perfect, but I'm only doing what I think is best for you and Mackenzie. Trying to protect us from everything isn't what's best for us. We just need you to let us try and catch us if we fall. We're gonna have to do it eventually. Why not practice now? He met my eyes, and I could see the cautious parent inside, warring with his adventurous youth. After a moment, the battle was over. Your mom's relationship with her father was never the same afterwards, and I can't risk having that happen with you. If you can promise to let me in a little more, I can promise to give more guidance and less groundings. See, this is called a good parent! This is why you sit down with your parents and have a talk. For the love of God. Does that mean what I think it means? Yes, you're ungrounded. It means your sentence has been reduced to time served. Neither of you are grounded anymore. I'm free. I'm going to homecoming. We might not always see eye to eye, but no matter what happens, I do care about your thoughts, your opinions, your dreams, and your troubles. You seem to have your fair share of them. So, as you kids say, what's the tea? No. Okay. God damn it. Shut up. Okay? Let's shut up. Go back to being a bad dad that everyone says you are. Mac and I rolled our eyes with the three of us talked for the rest of the afternoon. Bit by bit, I could feel us repairing the bonds that had worn away in the years since my mom's death. I'm gonna go into the dance. But even as I said it, a question entered my mind. With who? Without further ado, thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. Without further ado, let's get to the tea. So, okay, this had some redeeming qualities in it, because this showed that the dad that everybody considers being a bad dad isn't such a bad dad. Like, he's trying to protect you, and in doing so, and sitting down with your parent, if your parent and you are both rational and cool-headed and talk things out, and both of you can realize things, you can take parts of their wisdom and use it towards yourself, and they can impart their wisdom to you, which kind of gives them satisfaction, but also the fact that they will rekindle things that are lost over time. And yeah, without further ado, I will get to chapter 33 next, and thank you all for tuning in. And remember, parents do things sometimes for stupid reasons, and then they do things for good reasons. A lot of you need to learn that, because a lot of you think that this parent is a bad parent, when he really, really isn't. Peace.